Welcome to AI Sports Predictor. I'm Natas, and tonight, we're rolling the dice on a classic, the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Detroit Pistons. Think of this as a Tarantino flick, unexpected turns, slow builds, and a climax that'll leave you breathless. But don't blink, because every line I'm about to drop leads us to that AI pick. Last night, Cleveland fell to Boston, 112-105. A rough cut, sure, but this isn't their final scene. It's the plot twist that makes the finale even sweeter. The critics are already writing them off, saying back-to-back games will be their downfall, but those people don't know the Cavs. This is a team with a 40-10 record for a reason. They don't fold under pressure, they evolve. Think of Donovan Mitchell as the leading man, 23.7 points per game, all-star starter. And tonight, he's playing for redemption. Garland, Mobley, Allen, they're not just side characters, they're the crew you call in when the job needs finishing. Now, Detroit's rested, ready, and coming off a tight 132-130 loss to the Hawks. Cade Cunningham's the young prodigy putting up 25.3 points and 9.5 assists a game. He's got size, skill, and swagger. Duran's crashing the boards, Beasley's lethal from deep, and you can't ignore Tobias Harris adding that veteran grit. But here's the thing. Detroit's defense ranks 17th in the league, and they just gave up 132 points. Against Cleveland's offense, that's like waving a red flag at a bull. Sure, Cleveland's running on tired legs, but they've got the firepower to offset that. They're averaging 122.6 points per game and rank second in scoring for a reason. Boston gave them a reality check, and tonight, they'll be out to remind everyone why they're the top dogs in the East. This isn't a team that lets a single loss snowball into a slump, it's a team that gets mad and takes it out on whoever's in front of them. And today's AI pick is Cavaliers minus 4.5. Cleveland's not just playing for a win, they're playing to prove last night was a fluke. A one-off twist in the script they control. They'll come out fast, bury Detroit under their offensive firepower. And when the Pistons blink, it'll be too late. Keep your eyes open. This one's about redemption, revenge, and a message that says, we're still the team to beat. On to Game 2.
Miami Heat versus the Philadelphia 76ers Game 2 of our journey tonight. The Heat coming fresh off a 105-103 win over the Spurs. Bam Adebayo's 30-point, 12-rebound masterpiece has them riding high, and they've won 3 of their last 4. Their offense is clicking, shooting over 48% in their last 3 games and making over 80% of their free throws on the road. They're controlling the glass, grabbing over 10 offensive rebounds per game, and they know how to protect the ball. On paper, it looks like they're the team to trust. But this isn't a paper game, it's about what happens on the floor, and that's where the 76ers make their case. Sure, they've lost 2 straight, but those losses came against Denver and Boston, top-tier opponents. Tyrese Maxey's playing like a man possessed 34 points, 6 rebounds, pure scoring fury. Kelly Oubre Jr. added 18 points and 13 boards, and Gurskan Yabusele chipped in 21. They've got weapons, and if Joel Embiid makes his return, that changes the entire dynamic. Philly's defense has been shaky, giving up over 119 points per game in their last 3. But sometimes, the narrative flips when you least expect it. Miami's got the edge in recent form, but don't let that fool you. Philly's been waiting for a night like this to reset the script. And today's AI pick is the 76ers 1.5. Expect Maxey to keep firing, Embiid to impose his will if he's on the floor, and the Sixers to make a statement at home. Miami's got momentum, but Philly's got desperation, and sometimes, that's all you need. On to Game 3.
The Washington Wizards versus the Brooklyn Nets Game 3 of tonight's predictions. The Wizards come in with some rare momentum, winning back-to-back games for only the second time this season. Jordan Poole's averaging 20.3 points and is the offensive engine, but he's stuck in a car with flat tires. This team ranks dead last in adjusted NET rating, 30th in offensive rating, and 29th in defense. They give up 121.7 points per game, and their opponents are shooting 47.6% against them. That's not just bad, it's horror movie bad. Sure, they looked good against Charlotte and Minnesota, but let's be real. That's like winning a street fight against someone who's already on crutches. They've got Kuzma, Brogdon, and Valanciunas contributing, but this roster lacks the consistency and grit to handle serious competition. On the flip side, Brooklyn's record isn't pretty either, but don't let that fool you. They've won consecutive games by double digits, dominating Houston and Charlotte with 49% shooting into 60 points in the paint. D'Angelo Russell's controlling the tempo with 13.2 points and 5.3 assists per game, and Claxton's doing the dirty work down low. Injuries to Cam Thomas and others hurt. But even this depleted Nets team is a step ahead of Washington. Washington's defense leaks like a boat with no bottom, and the Nets, even with their offensive struggles, have shown they can exploit weak teams. If this game turns into a grind, Brooklyn has the toughness to pull it out. And today's AI pick is the Nets on the money line. Expect the Nets to keep it close early, but when the fourth quarter rolls around, they'll take over. Washington will push, but when it's crunch time, this is Brooklyn's win to take. On to Game 4.
Golden State Warriors vs. Utah Jazz, Game 4 on our slate. The Warriors come in riding some momentum after a 104-99 victory over Orlando. And they've won 4 of their last 6. Andrew Wiggins dropped 25 points, Steph Curry followed with 24 and 5 assists, and the team's defense locked down Orlando in the second quarter. But not everything is shining in the Bay. Their shooting's been inconsistent, hitting just 43.6% from the field and an even worse 30.8% from deep in their last game. They dominate in rebounds and assists, but free throws remain their Achilles heel. They rank dead last in the league at 72.1%. On the other side, the Jazz are a team limping through the season. They've lost 9 of their last 10, and that 112-111 collapse against Indiana tells you all you need to know. Leading by 12 late in the fourth and still letting it slip away? That's a team that struggles to finish, plain and simple. Lauri Markkanen leads them with 19.3 points, and Walker Kessler's been a beast on the boards with 11.5 rebounds and 2.3 blocks per game. But turnovers and lack of defensive pressure? They're dead last in both. Golden State should win this game comfortably, on paper. But this isn't about what should happen. It's about what's likely. Utah has been burned too many times, and that desperation to stop the bleeding is what gives them an edge. The Jazz don't need to win, they just need to hang around, keep it close, and frustrate the Warriors with hustle plays and second chance points. And today's AI pick is the Jazz plus 6.5. Expect Curry and Wiggins to put up numbers, but don't sleep on Markkanen and Kessler controlling the boards and exploiting Golden State's shooting slumps. The Warriors might win, but not without a fight. On to Game 5.
The Phoenix Suns vs. the Oklahoma City Thunder, Game 5 of tonight's journey. Oklahoma City has been a force of nature at home, going 13-1 since December, and blowing out teams by an average of 14.4 net rating. Their defense leads the league, shutting down teams at all 3 scoring levels and forcing turnovers like they're handing out free candy. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the engine, leading the league with 32.5 points per game. If you read the script, it's written like a perfect Thunder win, dominate the Suns and cover 12.5 easily. But I'm flipping the script. Phoenix may be coming off consecutive losses in Portland, and sure, their defense ranks 23rd, but Kevin Durant isn't the type to roll over. The Suns are still a top 5 efficiency team, 5th in true shooting percentage, and they've got the offensive weapons to punch back. This isn't about beating OKC outright. It's about hanging around and keeping it close enough to cover. The Thunder can dominate for stretches, but 12.5 points is a big cushion in a game where Durant's going to get his, and OKC's lack of free throw attempts and offensive rebounding could come back to bite them. And today's AI pick is the Suns plus 12.5. Now, let's take a look at our full recap of the night's picks. Game 1, Cavaliers, 4.5. Cleveland bounces back and takes care of Detroit, making sure the Pistons stay in their place. Game 2, 76ers plus 1.5. Philly's desperation edges out Miami's recent momentum as Maxey leads the charge. Game 3, Nets moneyline. Despite their struggles, Brooklyn locks in and takes the win over a struggling Wizards team. Game 4, Jazz plus 6.5. Utah keeps it closer than expected and frustrates Golden State just enough to cover. Game 5, Suns plus 112.5. Durant and Phoenix push back and make OKC work for every point, covering the spread. A night full of twists, comebacks, and battles, Now sit back, watch it all unfold, and let's see how these picks turn out.